Back to the channel, everyone. This is Titan, aka T, if you're following us on social media. In this video, I'm going to go over my thoughts heading into tomorrow. I'm also going to go over the last 3 plays that we did in our last video and how they turned out. But before I get into that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get straight into it. All right, so in the last video, I kind of left you guys on a cliffhanger. I really didn't go over the complete week. I normally go over my thoughts on a complete week, but if I'm not sure on the total week, I kind of let you guys know that, hey, this is what I think is going to happen at the beginning of the week, and the end of the week is just up in the air. All right, so last video I said I'm bullish towards the beginning of the week, and then the middle / end of the week is really up in the air. But now I think we have a clear idea on what's going to happen as far as at least tomorrow goes. All right. Considering the Russia news, it's really hard to see that just blow past within a day. Russia has always been in the back of my mind. I think it was really easy to forget that Russia is still a thing with all the inflation data and all the inflation news coming out. It was really easy to forget that Russia is still a thing. All right. So, surprise, it came back. All right. So, what am I looking at as far as tomorrow? So as far as tomorrow goes, I'm bearish, and it's not just simply off the Russian news. It's just based off the charts in general. If we're looking at the dollar index, all right, if we're looking at the dollar index, if you don't know what the dollar index is, the market all you really need to know is the market moves inverse of the dollar majority of the time. Right now, the dollar does look like it wants to retrace back up to 107.5 range. All right, so that is my target as far as upside goes. Now, I did put out in the Discord that I am looking at the dollar to head towards 104.7. That did not happen as of yet, and really, believe it or not, I am still bullish on the market as far as overall, but for short term, at least for tomorrow, I am bearish. My original targets in my past videos for the dollar index was 106.5. well, we'll start from the top. At first I said 108, and then I said 106.5, and then I said if 106.5, I believe someone asked me in the Discord, I said 105.5 was my next target. And we got all those targets. So congratulations if you just so happen to trade the dollar index on Forex, or you just used it as a way to correlate with the market. So congratulations on that. But as far as further downside on the dollar index, if we are looking to be bullish overall, I'm looking at 104.7. But before we get there, we have to, I think it's safe to say that we are looking for a liquidity grab. And right now I'm looking at 107.5 range. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen all in one day, but it's very much possible. Okay, it's very much possible. I think it's going to happen tomorrow. I think we're going to see a lot of bearish movement tomorrow. Okay, we do have a lot of events coming in tomorrow. We have 2 Fed members speaking. We have Donald Trump supposedly announcing something tonight, I believe. So it's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. I imagine the market is going to be very volatile, and not only that, but we're still waiting on more news on what's going to happen as far as Russia, all this talk about World War III and things like that. So for now, looking at the dollar index, again, 107, 107.5 are my 2 targets as far as the upside. And again, we use that to correlate with the market as far as the market moving inverse of the dollar. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, but if you're not familiar with the dollar, a more easier thing to look at would be, or to understand, is the Dow Jones, if you're familiar with the market in general. All right, so the Dow Jones. Right now, the Dow Jones is at an important order block. All right, it is at the daily order block, and right now I'm looking at, if I want to be bullish, okay, if I want to be bullish, which I'm not right now, I'm looking at 34,200 range. Okay, those are the 2 levels I'm looking at if I want to be bullish. But since I'm not bullish, I'm looking at the downside. Right now, we have retail data coming out tomorrow morning, I believe. And I think that's going to be the potential reason on the Dow Jones rejecting this order block here on the daily. So we are at a very important zone right here. to keep in mind that the Dow Jones has been running like a madman and has really been carrying the market lately. So a pullback makes sense here. Okay, it does make sense. So as far as downside goes, I'm looking at that 33,500 break. As you guys can see, we are having a hard time breaking past that. For now, I'm looking at 33,300, and then any further down will have to be evaluated in another video. I don't think we're going to go much further down than that unless more crazy news happens. Okay, maybe jobless claims, or I don't know, more news on this Russia thing. All right, so that's to support my sentiment on the bearish movement on the market. I think the Dow Jones is at, well, I don't think the Dow Jones is at a very important order block here on the daily chart, and at most we could see 34k, 34,200 if I wanted to be bullish on the market. But as far as rejection goes, it looks like it's really rejecting here. Okay, it's kind of okay. It looks iffy here. All right, I will say that much. Okay, if we're going to a smaller time frame, you can see it here. We have a triple top. All right. If the daily is not convincing enough, we have us a triple top here. We got boom. All right. You guys get. Here we go. We got 1. We got 2, and we got 3. Okay. So we got a nice little triple top here, and if we break below 33,500, again 33,300, and at some point if we get down to the low 33,300, we are going to try or be looking to try to stop these guys out here in these wicks. All right, if these guys get stopped out, as you guys can see, we have a huge area of volatility and we could be dropping hard and fast. All right, very fast. All right, so it can happen all in one day. Okay, it can happen all in one day, and then maybe Thursday we get some type of good news and then we recover. Okay, could happen. All right, now the only thing that's tricky, okay, the only thing that is tricky as far as tomorrow goes is the Nasdaq. All right, the Nasdaq is a bit tricky here. Let's go look at the daily first. The Nasdaq is a tricky one here. All right, we are still above 11,800. And my main key level is 11,700. So we haven't really broken anything as far as the Nasdaq goes, or anything important as far as the Nasdaq goes. And so it's really tough to call on whether or not the Nasdaq is going to fall further. Again, we could be waiting on more news on Russia, or an update, more news on Russia, or an update on that meeting that they're having as far as what to do next and things like that. But for now, the Nasdaq hasn't really broken anything significant for me to be completely bearish tomorrow. So at worst, we could see a chop. Again, I just don't see this news just going away in one day. I think it's going to carry on into tomorrow. All right, so if I'm going to be bullish as far as the Nasdaq goes, again, upside, well, not again, upside, I'm looking at 12K. Okay, 12K, 12,400 max. Okay, do I see that happening tomorrow? I don't, unless we get like amazing news tomorrow. I just don't see that happening. Okay, now let's get into the plays. Oh wait, as far as downside, again, hopefully you guys track this. 11,800, 11,700 are my key levels. Okay. Any further down, and yeah, prepare yourself. Okay, so let's go over some plays that we went over. First off, we went over Costco. I loved Costco. Okay, we did a play on Costco in the Discord, and it played out absolutely amazing. All right, so let's look at that. If you guys don't know, I manage 2 Discord groups, so let's look at Costco. Today was a very good day. All right. Honestly, just the past few weeks has been absolutely insane. Been crushing it. I believe Costco's right here. Absolutely amazing. We absolutely crushed Costco. All right. So yeah, as far as Costco goes, I said in the last video that 530 was my target. I think I caught that at around when it was at 515. We also said in the last video, let's go to a smaller time frame, that I want to see a retest of the low 500s. We didn't necessarily get that. We got like 508, 509, and that was when I entered. I entered at 515 range, and then I averaged in at around 508. I also alerted that to the group as well on my entry, and we did a 550 call for next week. and it turned out very well. All right, so Costco looks great. 530 was my target. At max, I'm looking at 560. 560 is possible. All right, if you want to go long. Okay, if you want to go long, obviously I will wait until tomorrow to see what happens for a re-entry. At, if anything, we could retest. So this is the move I'm going to be looking at. All right, we retest this gap support here, and then we head further up. All right, 520, 518 range is what I'm going to be looking at for a possible re-entry on a long position on Costco. All right, so yeah, as far as upside goes, look for that 530 break. If we just so happen to just break 530 tomorrow, like right off the rip, look for 530 break, and I will be going long to 560. Otherwise, I'm looking at a re-entry at around 520, 518 range. Okay, congratulations to those who took it, who are not a part of the Discord and who actually followed. I know a few of you inboxed me and said it was an absolutely great play. Thank you. Join the Discord. All right, so you know when to actually get out. All right, or when I actually get out, because a lot of you asked me that as well. Let's go over Zoom. Now, I don't trade Zoom, but I did trade Zoom. Okay, I don't trade Zoom. All right, I don't like Zoom, but the chart was just absolutely amazing. It looked good. It was great. And I said my targets for Zoom was, I believe, 90. And in the last video, I said 90 and 100, 105, 108 long. Okay, so around up in this area here. And we still got this gap to fill right here. Okay, on Zoom. Okay, now how that happens, I don't know. If anything, I believe the market would just carry Zoom higher unless they just get absolutely great news or they just somehow crush earnings. All right, but for now, if I want to look at a re-entry for Zoom, okay, which I probably won't, but if I am to look for a re-entry for Zoom, I'm going to be looking for a re-entry around that 80 range. Okay, so around this area here, there's a lot of turbulence here. I like it. There's a lot of structures here, so I imagine that we could potentially bounce off here. 80, 78 range is where I'm going to be looking to re-enter on Zoom for that long position, or for that long trade up to 100, 105, 108 range. All right, so good call on Zoom. Caught that around 85, and it ran all the way to, I believe, like 89. I think we closed like right away at open, so really good play there. Last but not least, Tesla. You guys love you some Tesla. So Tesla has been kind of annoying, but overall we still closed in profit. It was still a good trade. It still worked out perfectly fine. I think Tesla just being annoying simply because the Elon Musk and Twitter thing going on. But overall, absolutely great play. We entered it around 189. And no, we entered around 189. I put out to the group that the NASDAQ needs to break 11,700, and I think that's what Tesla was waiting on. And right away, it broke 11,700, and Tesla went straight past 190 and shot all the way to 195. That's when I took profit on my first trade. I believe it's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere, but it's in there somewhere. So, and then we took a 200 call for what, this week. We took the trade last week and we made it for this week, and we hit 200 today. So absolutely amazing play. Again, my long target is 230 on Tesla. My short-term targets were 200, 203. Feel free to check out the last video to confirm that everything I'm saying is true. And otherwise, that's all I have. I don't have any stocks to go over, unfortunately, guys, because I just don't trust the market. I just don't trust the market heading into tomorrow. So hopefully something new pops up. Hopefully we get something good that pops up, and that way I can give you guys some more stocks to play off of, because you guys seem to really enjoy that and do very well with that. But that's all I got, guys. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Hopefully it all makes sense. Be careful trading into tomorrow. And until the next video, guys, peace.